Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Hen and this is Crafting from the Broom Closet. And today we are on the letter P of the ABC April 2025 hashtag. And yesterday we did origami and I made these flowers, and I said today I'll show you how you can use them in your junk journal, and that's what I'm going to do. And today we're going to do P for pop-up. We have my flowers. How do we make them pop up? Well, we're not going to make them pop up. We're going to make something else pop up. And pop up isn't something normally used in a junk journal. But the thing with junk journals is you make them how you want to make them. And to me, I want a pop up in my junk journal and my origami flowers. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have in front of me an old Christmas card. It's not been used, but you could use a used one. Any card. I've trimmed it down because I wanted it to be the right size to fit inside. Because like I said, I want my pages to be half of an A4, A5 size, half of a letter size. If you're American, not quite a letter size. So I needed it to cut down. So I chopped it down to 11 inches. Okay, so it's 11 inches or thereabouts. Yeah, thereabouts, maybe a millimetre or so under. So it's 11 inches. And I'm telling you these measurements because these measurements will work with the pop-up that I've chosen to do. Now, the reason I'm flicking it upside down, obviously the back and the front will need to be decorated at a later date, but not worrying about that now. The reason I'm flicking it around is because I notice there's dirty marks here and I want them covered. So I'm going to put the device to cover them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a vase of flowers. So how do we make a vase of flowers and how do we make it pop up? Well, it's a very simple little project, really. So this is your mechanics. Oh, let me maybe put something darker underneath so you can see it. It's a bit darker. So this is your mechanics. Ignore the advert. So what you've got here, you've got a piece of card that is 3 inches by 10 1/4. So it's just a little bit less than what the whole piece of card was that you started off with, that you would have folded in half. Yeah, I've used an old Christmas card, but you could use a piece of card and fold it in half. A piece of A4 card will work perfectly. So it starts off as a 3 inches by 10 1/4 inches. Okay, and we divide that into 3 strips. So I've already done the dividing and cutting, so I'm going to explain what I did. It started off as that, and divided it into 3 strips. Now, you need to fold it this side at 1 inch, then at 5 inches, and then from this side you're coming in 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so that is literally the mechanics. So this would be a rectangle. That you'd cut out this square, you'd cut out this rectangle, you'd cut out this rectangle, and you've got the fold marks here. So you've got one here, and then the 2 here. You also need a rectangle, and it is a rectangle. It looks like a square, and this one is 3 inches by 2 3/4 inches. Okay, so if you look, it's same height that way, but if I put it that way round, is a little bit less. Okay, so 3 inches by 2 3/4 inches, and that is all you really need to make this happen. I'm making it a quick one today because I still a couple of days ago I put a post up on my community tab saying that I weren't doing a video that day because I'd hurt my back, and although it's a lot better than it was, it still hurts. I don't want to sit here for too long. So how do I make that into a pretty pot? Well, let's start by covering it. Let's make it look pretty. So I'm going to just put this over the top there to make it a pretty pot or vase. Yeah, okay. Just making sure I was doing it the right way. Not really matters because, yeah, it wouldn't matter. I could cover that and then have that underneath. It doesn't really matter which way I do it. Yes, it does. It needs to be that way round. Okay. But it doesn't matter whether, do you know what? To leave white background, yeah. Let's stick it on the picture side. Just making sure. Yeah, that'll be fine. Everything else is going to be folded under anyway. So I'm going to move that out of the way so I don't get glue on there for now. So back to my trusty mat. So I'm just gluing on the picture side at the moment. I'm just gluing the decorative paper on. I mean, if you've got a nice enough piece of card that you don't need to do this step can be missed out. But as I said, I'm just using scrap. So I'm just going to cover up that picture with, oh, she says, did I cut it long enough? Just about. So there you go. I'm covering up. Then this now becomes the vessel that the flowers were given. Okay. So I'm just going to flip that over. What we do is we get this bit of card here and we're going to glue that tab down and that tab down to the piece of card. Have I got that the right way around? Yes. Okay. So we've got to glue that to that and that to that. She says. Like so. Make sure it's not sticking out the top or anything. There you go, like that. And like that. You might want to use stronger glue, but this will be fine. It just might take a little while to dry before you can use the mechanism. Sorry, I had a brain fog moment. So you've stuck down this. You have glued these tabs to this square of card. Now what we want to do is put glue along here and along here. Don't get it in the middle. Okay. And don't go over that edge there. You just want it on this part and this part. Okay. Then we bring this over like this. Flip it over. And what you want to do is you want to get this edge lined up with the fold in the card. And then we can stick it down. So that's now stuck down. That's your vase made. Now we take this flap, we fold it over and we put glue on there. Not on there. Make sure it's not on there. Don't want any glue there. Glue on there and then we close the card. Press it down hard. Now I don't know if this glue stick will be strong enough, but in theory, yeah, the glue stick's not going to be strong enough. I'm going to go and get something stronger to glue it. I mean, it might have been strong enough if I left it dry long enough, but what happens when you open the card is that, and it creates your vase, see? It's pretty cute. And then we can put some flowers in it. I'm going to just hold that there for a little while. Because what I can do is I can put some paper over here, which will reinforce that. So the glue stick will work if you can reinforce it. and that's what might do. In fact, it's staying now at the moment. So let's move on to the next bit. If it doesn't hold, I'll use some stronger adhesive, and then that's how we'll secure it. So now, remember we made the flowers. Obviously, you don't want them going over the edge, but you can arrange them in your vase however you want, as long as it's not going over the edges, like so. And there you have a lovely vase of flowers, and I'll just glue them down. When you close it up, right, so this is what you need to watch for. So when you close it up, they might move, so it's probably better to stick them down while it's in the flat position, so you can see where they're gonna be when it's flat. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick them down while it's in a flatter position, so we know what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to just put glue on the back, just a bit on the flower itself and a bit on the stem. Don't need to be all over. This has obviously just come undone again, but that's fine. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go and get some stronger adhesive. I do have some glue tape, and that's probably what would be best to do this with. But at the moment, it's downstairs, and I will have to put it on pause. So I'm going to put that purple one in there, like so. You can come over slightly there. Oh, my little corners have come undone. The tulip lost its shape because the corners came undone. There you go. And put I think the yellow one's going to go at the front, and the red one will go over there, like so. There we go. Let me just put some glue on that. And the red one like that. And actually, when I put it up, if you look, even the flowers popping up slightly when I do it. And then the little yellow one can go in the middle. Right, I promised you I'd show you how you can use origami in your junk journal. Well, however you want, but this is how I'm using it. Like so. There you go. So I'll get a bit of glue, put that back to there, and that's what will happen. When it opens up, your card will open up like that. I like it. So that is it for today. I told you it's going to be short and cheerful. I will be using other pop-ups throughout my my journal, and towards the end, I'm going to go through the whole journal and show you what I've done, and show you how I've used the stuff that I have made along the way. Bye bye for now. See you tomorrow.